What's up everybody, thanks again for being here, and today I have a very awesome device, especially for people on a budget looking for some audio alternatives. I have the FULAIM X5, and this thing here not only features a wireless, this thing actually records individually or independently, and guess how much this thing is? You would say probably $299 or $300, it's not even $200. It's only $149, and currently there's a coupon, I think it's like 10% off, it's not $10 off, 10% off. And it's another $14 off this thing here. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And the usual disclaimer, they sent me this device for me to test it out. I don't get paid to say anything here, and this video is not sponsored by them, and all my words and opinions are my own. If you subscribe to this channel, you probably saw another review that I made recently with the 7Rhymes DW30 device. It's almost the same thing as this, and it is actually the same company that manufactures this one here and the other one that I just mentioned. And if you didn't see this review, the link is right here if you want to click on that link. The other device that I just reviewed, the 7Rhymes DW30, is slightly more expensive, therefore slightly more robust, and I like the sound slightly better than this one here, but they both provide the same exact thing. And just so you know, this entire video, the audio that you're listening to is coming from the FULAIM X5, which I'm wearing one right now. I'm actually using both the wireless feature and also the self-built-in recorder feature right here for redundancy reasons. And 98% of this entire video also, I'm going to be equalizing and compressing the video, but I'm also going to be showing you the natural audio without any post-production whatsoever. And I will let you guys know when the time comes here. So let's go straight to the point of what this unit is about and what comes in the box. I actually removed all the accessories right here, but it comes with this little box that has a nice little magnet feature right there. Everything inside looks very nice. Same way the other companies that manufacture similar devices like this here. This one also comes with a charging device that features a magnetic thing inside, and also a USB-C port right here in the back, and also features the charging status. So just in case you decide to charge this and nothing is happening, is because they actually put a protective seal right here, which is a blue little plastic that prevents the unit from being discharged over time. So make sure you remove this before you charge the unit. And it also includes these two little adapters. This one here is specifically designed for the iPhone, features a lightning port, and this other one features a USB-C, which can actually be attached to an Android or even a Mac, a little MacBook Air, or anything that features a USB-C port. Another thing that I like about this particular adapter they sent for the iPhone, you can either mount the receiver this way or the other way. I particularly like mounting in the front, so when I'm filming, I can actually read the display right there. And this adapter actually works very well with the iPhone. This is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and there's no messages from Apple, device not recognized or anything like that. You just plug it in, the thing works, and that's all. This set comes with one receiver and two transmitters. I'm wearing one right now, and the other one is in my hand. The actual receiver is actually on the back of the Canon R3 plugged in. And of course, these microphones are omnidirectional, which means sound is picked up 360 degrees. So if you actually speak this way or this way, it shouldn't matter that much. Now I have a sound booth and everything, but this is actually not what these devices are going to be used at, right? So I believe the environment here, I'm located inside the mall shopping center. So right now you have noise from customers walking outside my studio right here. So I believe it is a very good example to actually test this microphone. Each one of these transmitters, as you can see, has a built-in microphone, but it also allows you to actually connect another Lavalier unit, such as this particular one, which I actually borrowed from the 7Rhymes DW30 unit, which again is the same company that makes this particular product. So I'm actually going to be plugging it in. Now this is the audio from the Lavalier microphone in case you want to actually install a Lavalier rather than actually having this big thing hanging on the shirt right here. So this transmitter is actually a recorder. This is the best feature that this unit have, and this is what made me agree to actually review this product, because it's not only wireless. These two transmitters, they actually have their self-recording capability separate. So one is the right channel and the other one is the left channel. It's always going to be left channel and right channel. On the side of the unit, there's a USB-C port which does two things. You can actually charge the unit or access the audio to the computer. So you plug this in your Mac or PC, you actually get the audio out of here. Even though this transmitter features a USB-C, don't expect the transit to be very fast. It's the same thing as a USB 2.0. You're going to have speeds between 3.7 megabytes or 4 megabytes per second. And since this is always going to be the right channel no matter what you do, and this is going to be the left channel, so I actually label here R, so when I actually take this thing out of the box, I don't have to check which one is left or right. So if the person is on the left, the right, or whatever. I will be always wearing the left unit and somebody else is going to be wearing the right unit. So every time I plug this in here, the L, for example, I know this is my stuff and this one is somebody else's stuff. In the beginning of the video, I accidentally forgot to press record here, so I would have the audio simultaneously from the wireless and the recorder. Right now, you're listening to the audio from the wireless transmitter directly to the camera. And right now you're listening to the audio from the actual recorder itself. Right now you're listening to the post-production audio from the wireless to the camera with EQ and compression, and the same thing now you're listening to the actual sound of the recorder itself with EQ and compression. If you're watching this video using good quality speakers or at least a nice set of headphones, you'll be able to tell the difference. But still, on this particular set, the sound that's coming from the wireless is also very nice. Each one of these transmitters, they feature a 4 GB internal memory. You can actually record up to 9 hours according to the manufacturer, and of course it doesn't record in MP3, it records in wave, and I believe in 48 kHz. And the best thing that I like about this unit, you do not need to have anything to do with the actual receiver. It can be completely powered off. You can actually use this thing recording without any other devices. All you have to do is to press and hold for 1 second. You see the red LED flashing right there. It means it's currently recording. Now, one thing that I don't like here, and it shouldn't even exist here, it features some sort of a filter which eliminates background noise, but of course you can actually do a much better job in the actual software instead of having this little processor here doing the job, right? So you can actually activate this while recording. So what happens is it's going to switch to a flashing blue instead of a flashing red, which means the filter has been applied when you tap this button. Now it's actually recording with the filter. When you press quickly the set button, which is the yellow button, it goes back to the normal recording without this filter added. And then when you press and hold for 1 second, the recorder is off. Now I've been looking for a recorder this small to actually mic a bride, because how nearly impossible it is to mic a bride unless she's not dressed yet and then you get a mic to hold is a nightmare, right? So you just give this to her, she's gonna turn around and insert this right inside her bra in the center that has, usually has a little hard thing there. You can actually perfectly clip. And especially brides with, a bigger bust, this thing is going to be floating in there. And this is the perfect way to actually record a bride. So you're getting audio from the bride, right? This little thing here. It is a recorder, and you don't need the receiver to activate the recorder at all. And once she's done, she can actually remove the recorder herself. There you go. Thank you very much. That's it. How cool is that? And of course, you can actually have the audio from the bride wireless and recording at the same time. Now, one thing that I'm actually very afraid, how easy it is to activate that stupid filter here, because I don't like the way it sounds. So if you press this thing here, the filter is activated. So once it is on the bride there, so what can you do, right? So before you actually give this to the bride or any other person that you want to record this here, do not accidentally touch this button, because it's very easy. Make sure this thing is not flashing, and for most people, make sure that you are the one installing this device on the shirt and everything, because you will know it's not actually activated. And again, whatever you do, make sure the second LED is not flashing like this way here, because your sound is gonna sound this way. You do not want to press this. Make sure the thing is not flashing and only the top LED is blinking. Maybe if you're recording with your phone, having fun on the beach and all, this is acceptable, but not for something professional or something serious. So they should not include this here. This is a typical consumer type of feature, because professionals don't need this. I'm not saying this is a professional unit, but you can still use this for professional jobs if you know how to use this device. And there's a little something in the back here. This is actually a magnet, which you can actually hide it. Somebody's wearing a suit or a jacket, you can actually put the microphone right there and the magnet in front of the actual cloth, right? So you will hold it in place. Or if you want, let's pretend this is a boom, you can actually put a magnet right there, and the unit attaches right there. So you can actually have this completely off frame, which by the way sounds better, because the distance from my mouth to this here, because my chin actually hides a little bit my voice, right? So look at the difference when you actually speak directly to the unit. It sounds a lot crisper, like any other microphone, right? Even a lavalier, the same effect is gonna happen. So every time you have this microphone off frame, as close as possible to the person's mouth, it's gonna sound like this. I think this is the best way, or if you don't want this microphone on the frame. Right now I'm actually powering this thing on, so I have the one that I'm wearing and this one here, right? Now everything they want to do with the receiver, you have to press the set button here. So currently I'm recording in stereo, as you can see. The middle one is the battery of the receiver, and the left and right is the battery levels of the transmitters. So right now I'm recording stereo at full gain right there. So when you press the set button quickly, it goes from 5 all the way to 1. So 1, testing 1, 2, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, number 3, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, and then finally all the way up. Keep in mind that only the wireless makes a difference here. The recorders are not affected even if you do this here. There's no difference whatsoever. I wish there was. I wish I could control this on the actual recorders built in on the transmitters. You cannot. And these little green icons is the actual signal from the transmitter to the receiver. So I actually have both transmitters set to record, which you can actually confirm in the unit. It says record here and recording there. So right now I'm recording stereo. To change this, you're gonna press and hold the set button. Currently I'm recording stereo, and as you can see, the audio is the same, left channel and right channel, right here. Now when you press and hold, you switch to safety mode. Regardless if you're using both transmitters, on the left channel you're always going to see the signal on the particular level that you set, and the right channel always less than you set. This is very important. If you actually clip the left channel, you still have the right channel as an option. Then you press and hold again, switches to mono. Takes a few seconds, but there it is. Now it's recording in mono, whether you're using one or two transmitters. Now this unit, as you can see, you have the out, which is supposed to go on the camera or any other device, and this USB is to charge the unit in case you don't want to use the box. And right here is the headphone jack. So what I'm trying to say, when you actually have your settings there, look how low it is, right? Because usually you have to set the camera to at least 50% or maybe 75% of the gain. That's gonna introduce you a lot of noise on your video. You don't want that. So if your DSLR is an entry level, which has a terrible preamplifier, set this thing to the maximum gain right here on the receiver, and then it's gonna allow you to actually reduce the gain all the way down right there, and you still have 12 dBs or so. The reason why it's going a little over is because I'm speaking too close to the mic right now. So again, if you have a cheaper camera, you're gonna have much better results through the headphone jack instead of using the output here. So as I said before, I reviewed two different items from this company. One is the FULAIM and the other one is the 7 rhymes unit. Somehow the actual recorders, they don't have their own gain adjustment. So once you set, you actually have to take it easy on how loud they're gonna speak, because as soon as you shout using the recorder only, your voice is going to clip. There's nothing you can do about that. However, on the wireless, everything is actually controllable with the gain right there on the actual receiver, but you cannot do this with the recorder. I don't know why they don't think that's important. So here's a little test for you here. I don't even need to shout that much. So all I have to do is to raise my voice slightly louder this way here, and you can see my voice is definitely clipping. I don't even need to check this in post-production. I know that's doing that. One thing that can be super annoying when actually using this device is if somebody is laughing and that laughter is part of the interview, what you're gonna do? It's gonna clip. So just to keep that in mind, the loudness of my voice right now is the very threshold what these microphones can handle right now. I don't know if it is software fixable or if it is a hardware thing. Let's hope that this is a software. Maybe, hopefully they release an update that can actually fix this thing here, so it can actually be controlled by the receiver. Now the next test here, since we're actually talking about a wireless unit, what good is a review without doing the distance test right now? So I'm actually going to be walking at least, I would say, 150 feet and more here. So I'm going to be showing you guys how good this thing is when we actually walk a certain distance with this thing recording. Somehow there was some weird interference when I was actually trying to do this inside the mall, so I'm outside right now. And keep in mind that this thing is actually be turning away from the camera, so I'm going to be start walking right now. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go right where that stop sign is. There should be plenty of distance. So, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. And what a hot day. It's like 90 degrees in Pennsylvania as of April 14th, 2023. So, where's my camera? Oh, there it is. I think that should be plenty. Now the transmitter is facing in a straight line of sight with the receiver. So let's see if that makes a difference. So testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, and that should conclude the test. And I actually I'm not using the windscreen here, so that's another good test to see how this sounds like here. Almost no breeze, just a little breeze here to see how this sounds like without a little windscreen. And they also include the 2 windscreens, one for each transmitter, and right now, even if you breathe on it slightly, you have a little sound problem here, right? Which renders the audio useless, especially if you put this on this fan here. The slightest breeze is gonna mess up your recordings. And that's for severe wind, right? So let's install this little windscreen. So you just squeeze it a little bit so you can see what's going on. So what you want to find is the little latch to lock the microphone. And there you go, it's installed. Now look at the difference. Now you're gonna hear wind sound, not wind noise. Not that anyone is going to do something like this here, but this is also another thing that creates a lot of wind around the unit. I'm going to do a little zigzag here with the windscreen. So pretty much no wind whatsoever. Now I'm going to remove. So as you can see, this works very well. All right, so I actually went ahead inside the mall and outside the mall to do some distance tests right here. So what I found was, actually in the manual it says you must be facing a line of sight with the receiver at all times. You cannot do that. You cannot turn your back against the device. So make sure that you're actually talking to the camera with this thing in straight line of sight with the actual receiver. Otherwise, you're gonna have some weird garbling noise effects there. But the wireless, unfortunately, as soon as you turn your back or walk very far away, that's not gonna do it. You gotta spend at least $300, $500 for a wireless unit. When I actually do my weddings, I use electrosonic devices. They cost about $2,500 to $3,000 a pair of transmitters and receivers. So if you want a flawless wireless transmitter, you have to spend some serious money on it. But this one here, it does the job pretty good for what it costs, seriously. So with that said, if you're actually going outside, simply wear the little windscreen that's provided with this unit, and also use the recorder instead of the wireless, and actually that will allow you to do everything that you want, including very long distances with filming whatever it is that you need to film. I'm actually been using this device for a long time. Sometimes customers, they walk in here, I have to stop what I'm doing, see what they want, and then come back here. So it's been at least like 3 hours, and let me show you the charge level of these batteries right there. This in the middle is the actual receiver, and the left one here is what I'm wearing right now. This is the battery levels. So right now I actually have the device connected to the iPhone 13 Pro Max. As you can hear, the microphone is on. And since the thing is on the iPhone, I guess I'll give a little tour of the studio. So here's my storefront. And we have some displays right there. This is some of my work. Expose this properly, there you go. And over here is the equipment rental. So for local filmmakers, I rent this equipment. You know, anybody needs equipment, I have all the stuff here. And here's the actual studio. It's about 3,500 square feet. Anything commercial photography, people, product photography, whatever that is, can be done here. I'm actually waiting for my new floor to arrive right here. So this is a 20-foot long background, and we actually have some more stuff in here. And I guess we go all the way down to the dressing room. When customers come here, they can actually privately come here. Everything looks nice. They close the door, just like you go to Kohl's to try some outfits. That's me right there. And over here, we actually have a sound booth and all the rooms for recording videos, like interviews and all that stuff there. I particularly like to do my YouTube reviews right there. So I hope you guys like it. And that's the end of my review. I hope you found the contents of this video helpful. And if you want to use my Amazon affiliated links, they don't cost you anything extra. It just helps the channel. I receive a ton of little commissions from Amazon. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section. I'll respond to everything that I see here. So once again, thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you next time.